SHW standing desk. It's very small, just 4 feet wide and 2 feet deep. The board for the desktop is in 2 pieces. That's why the box is long and skinny. I've laid out the 2 pieces for the desktop, the bottom side up. I like that the hardware is going to be reinforced with metal. I have seen other desks where you have to force the screws directly into the board. In the box is the hardware, instruction book, and all of the bolts and everything. The instruction book has a page that identifies all the pieces, and then it takes you step by step to put it together. Piece A and B, and we're going to top them off with part C on each pedestal. We're going to connect them to the legs with part N, and there I have step 1 completed. For step 2, we have 2 long pieces that are called D, and they look identical. They even have a note, this side faces out. And then we have this rod, which is labeled F, and look at the end of that. It's got like a bolt through it. Slat D, and I'm only putting it in this hole here, and if you notice, it's a slot, so it allows some movement, and I'll show you why that's needed, because we have to put in this rod labeled F. We have to insert it through here and line it up and push it in there. See, I've compressed the spring. You see, I'm going to have to push that leg out just like a 1/4 inch to get that in there. There we go. See, I have it tight on both sides. The bolt is in that groove. Now it's barely in that one, so I'm going to compress it to line up the screw in those holes, and that'll push this rod back in there further. Super happy how this end looks, so we'll see how it goes. I have all these hand tight now, and these tabs, remember, make sure they face up. It even says here to side face up and out. Identical side D. So our frame is looking pretty good. Now locate both identical pieces that are labeled E, and we're just going to screw these into the end of our frame. We're going to connect part E right here, line up those holes, and note it says face out, so it's pretty easy. E piece is on. We have a hanging basket for cable control, and I will probably plug this side into the wall, so I think I want the basket to be on this side. It just hangs. Power adapter, and look at the end of it. So the cables that came with it are keyed light controller, and it's going to plug in just to the end here. It's keyed so you can't mess it up. It snaps right in. Now we have this cable that goes to the motor, and it's also keyed, so you really can't mess up the electronics. I'm going to turn it over. I'll have to loosen the wire tie a little bit, and I'm just going to plug it in there. So that's all connected. And note, I had to push this plastic tab in to insert the connector. Since I'm worried about this end here, I'm going to plug it in and do the initialization process before I put the top on. So I'm going to connect the power adapter cord into the adapter. Nice close-up of the initialization process. So plug it in, press the up and down keys for a few seconds. The LED will flash 3 zeros. The table will lower at the same time. After it goes down to the lowest setting, it will beep twice. And from reading the reviews, if you ever get any type of error message, you want to go ahead and just repeat this process. Take a look at it when I go up and down. It didn't straighten out. Okay, we just couldn't stand that being angled, so we used an open end wrench and we gently straightened it out a little bit. And then we wanted to double check that it was level with a leveler here, and it was not. So if you need to make it level, what you can do, you can pop this end of the bar out and turn it to raise or lower that end there. That does not have the motor. And then check it with a level, and then do the reset procedure again, which is just holding down both the plus and minus. And you'll see, hold it well, Just there. There you go. So now I have it level and my bar is straight. It looks perfect. So now I'm going to put the top on. 2 pieces of the top together. You have to insert 6 wood dowels and then put the pieces together. Normally I would use a little bit of wood glue or something, but since the top connects on both sides, I'm not going to worry about that. On each side, underneath, you have to insert the 4 screws. So I'm going to use the 2 wood screws labeled O to connect the controller right there. Of course, you have up and down, but you also have 4 memory positions. So what you do is you find the best spot for your sitting position. So say I like it right there. For sitting down, I hold the M plus the 1. When it flashes, it's done. Now I go find my best standing position. See, it's nice and quiet, nice and smooth. So we'll say right about there, 89. So I hold and press M and 2. When it flashes, so now you had a big lunch or whatever, you need to sit down and work for a while, you press 1 twice. So after you set a memory position to use it, you press it twice. And now I need to stand up for a while, press number 2 twice. And you have 4 positions. So I guess if I use the desk, I could have 1 and 2. If a coworker or a spouse uses the desk, or someone else in your family, they could have 3 or 4. So now I'm going to tighten up the whole table and put it to good use. So I hope this was helpful to get you started. Thank you.